Thank you for having me again. I appreciate to be here and seeing so many new faces to come to join and learn about the Coinsmart story. My name is Justin Hartzman. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Coinsmart.com, and I'm going to take you today on the journey of who we are and what it is that we do. So we started this project in 2017 because cryptocurrency was hard. It was hard for me to get onto an exchange and get verified, to send money into that exchange and do trading. It was for advanced people who have been in it for a long time. So we started off with a mission, and that mission is 3 words, and we stand by that today in everything that we do, in every decision that we make, which is making cryptocurrency accessible. How do we bring in the crypto curious into the market, educate them and level them up to be a full ecosystem player, and then be the ecosystem for them, where we're giving all the products and services they need at one venue versus having to go to different ones to achieve their goals within the community. So I'm going to take you through some of the numbers over the last year. We have a 99.8% customer satisfaction rate. People might think that's a vanity metric, but this is so important to our business today. I talk about it first. We are the only crypto asset trading platform in the world that has 24/7, 365 omni-channel live support. We're there for you on your first trade, your thousands trade, any problem you might have. We're there to help you. And because of this, the experience that we give our users is so immense that 30% of our organic traffic comes in from referrals right from our current customer base. So that's a huge stat for us. We started 2021 with 23,000 users and ended with over 182,000 in the year. We did over $1 billion in volume, and we have a cost to acquire, or a unit economics, of 7 to 1. So every dollar we spend on marketing today, we get $7 back in revenue. And that's a blended rate between our Canadian customers and our worldwide customers, which we'll talk about shortly. Oh, sorry here. Let's take you on the story. We're growing. We started in 2018. We raised $1.5 million at a $5 million valuation. And we burnt through all that money in that year. It was terrible. It was crypto winter. We were unable to find new customers, keep the customers that we had. So we went back to our investors at the end of the year and said, hey guys, we need some more money. Will you please invest in us? And we got the answer of, no, thank you, Justin. I don't know if we believe in the crypto market anymore. We're happy with our investment today, but we really needed capital. So I went to them and said, how about you loan our company money? We'll pay you 8% a month yield, which is obviously a great return. And you can have the money back within 3 days of asking. Everyone was excited by that. So I went out, had our lawyers write up the contracts, the last money that we had, sent them out. January 1 rolled around, not a single person signed that paperwork. So, myself and the 2 founders, we looked at each other and said, what do we do now? We can't let this business die. We know it's so early in the market, or it's just beginning now. Even today, we're still in the first half of the first inning, and I'll talk about that moving forward. So we signed that paperwork ourselves. We loaned the company about $1 million at that time. That was January 1, 2019. By June, we were break even. By July, we were profitable, and we have been ever since. So we're a profitable company. 2019, we did $2.1 million at a $600,000 bottom line. In 2020, we did $3.6 million at $1 million bottom line. In 2021, we did over $16 million in revenue, anywhere between a $3 and $4 million bottom line. We haven't announced that yet. So really excited by our growth, and we continue to see that intense growth into January and February of this year. So we're growing at a quicker pace than we had the year before. You can see our numbers here. Our registered users are growing. Started in 2018 with just under 3,000. As of today, we're over 211,000 as of January. So growing very quickly. This is one of the most important slides today, though. I think everyone should take a look here and pay attention. We're operating in the right way. We're doing everything as regulatory first. While this may have stammered our growth over the last 4 years, and we've seen some of our competitors come out of the woodworks and build these multi-billion-dollar companies, they're doing it in the wrong way, not worrying about jurisdictionally regulation. And they're seeing their market shrink right now. Canada's kicking them out of there. UK's kicking Singapore. Everyone's taking their markets away while we're growing, because we've been the first to go with regulation. So we're the first FINTRAC regulated crypto trading asset platform in Canada in 2018. They denied us twice, but we added FX to every one of our transactions, so they had to. So now we're under their purview. have our FinCEN regulation out of the US for our OTC desk and our sub down there. We have our FIU license out of Estonia, which gives us passport to 40 plus European countries to trade cryptocurrency and custodial services. And we are the first and only crypto asset trading platform in the world that is publicly traded, not only here in Canada, but also in Germany on the Frankfurt Exchange, that is fully regulated by a country as a marketplace dealer. This is a really big deal, and it's setting itself apart. And where we're going from here is Canada is a really good market. As I mentioned, we're at the very beginning of cryptocurrency. We haven't even seen the S-curve of adoption, the upward momentum yet. And we're really poised to help capture that because we're helping bring in those early players in and really educating them as we move forward. And because Canada is a great market, but not a huge market, we're expanding into many different territories right now. So we just launched into Europe on January 1st. We're seeing extremely great uptick here and great customer growth. We'll be in Latin America in the first half of the year and Australia in the second half. And we're not doing this to only drive a larger total addressable market and bring more customers onto our platform, but it's also so we can diversify our product offering. As mentioned, keeping people in our ecosystem and having more products to earn more revenue from them in the long run. So what we're looking to become, and we're working very hard to become this right now, and we're on way to do that, is be the financial institution of the future. So currently what we offer today is crypto trading, crypto invoicing, and OTC desk and payment processing. A really big piece of what we do today is go to e-commerce sites or regulated gaming companies and be their processor of crypto. And it was $2 million worth of our revenue last year, and it's growing at a very quick rate today. We'll see a huge explosion of this over the next 12 months as Canada just legalized iGaming, and also Wyoming, where we're a company based out of the US, also has done so. So really excited for that. But where we're going, what we're looking to produce is opportunity where you can come in and have full banking services, savings and checking accounts, debit and credit cards, go directly into your crypto trading, traditional securities trading, FX, crypto lending, derivatives, you name it. And we have all these products built and ready to go. We just couldn't put them into Canada yet, but we can in Europe and Latin America. And we're working with the regulators. I work with them closely on a day-to-day basis to ensure we can bring these great products. So I'll give you an example. If we add, which our next product will be in Europe, is high yield interest accounts for your crypto holdings. Currently, we make 2% from every dollar we have on platform today. And everything that we hold as assets under management becomes a cost center because it costs us to store it, costs us to insure it, it costs us to transfer it. But adding a high yield account, now we can offer our clients for the same crypto that we're holding today, between 10 and 15% a year on the money they have held with us. And the company will make additional 2 to 4%. So we'll go from a 2% margin to a 6% margin, tripling our revenue with the same customer base, just by adding one single product. That's why this industry is so exciting. We're moving at a lightning pace. And what I want to mention at this point is we're not like the other stocks that you might see on the market today, the traditional crypto blockchain mining. They're very correlated to the price of crypto. We are not. This is the most volatile asset class in the world. And as the exchange, the true plumbing in the industry that all the water and crypto flows through, we love volatility because that creates more trading, it creates more volume, and hence more revenue. So it's a really exciting place for us to be. And you can't have NFTs, and you can't have metaverse, and you can't have DeFi without the centralized exchange. That's why we play the key role in the ecosystem today. So some corporate finance overview. We have about 64.5 million shares fully diluted on the market today. We have a significant insider institutional ownership. And I think this is key to understand. 46% of the shares are owned by the co-founding team. 40% are owned by large institutions, Purpose Financial in Canada, Orca Capital in Germany, 5T out of Switzerland, Regal out of Australia. Very strategic institutional investors that are helping us to grow in those regions and support us along with all of our needs. We did $17 million in aggregate financing over the year 2021, We have over 22.5, almost $23 million in treasury today. So we are well financed. We're not out looking for capital. We're looking to bring more eyeballs to the stock and what we think is a very undervalued company today on the public markets. And we'll talk about that now. And you'll see some outdated numbers. I just received them late yesterday, the full year numbers. These are 3 quarters. I think 2 that you need to look at here is Coinsmart and Netcoins. We are both Canadian focused first. You know, Europe's a market we're going into heavily and we're making big inroads. They are not. But we are also on Canadian markets. They did in fiscal 2021, $14.3 million in revenue in the same period that we did $16+ million. They spent $4.5 million in marketing to achieve that. We spent $1.5 million in the same period. They are operating at a net loss of anywhere between $6 and $8 million. In the same period, we're cash flow positive in the tune between $1 and $4 million. They're trading at a 14.5 times their current run rate, and we're trading at a 1.1. This is truly a blue skies opportunity to be looking at Coinsmart today when we're at a discount from when we went public at $1. So this is really the opportunity. Until our blackout period, we had all our insiders buying into the stock. And we're really excited to see where we go next. And give you a landscape of the market. If you look at every crypto related stock, around the world, the average is trading at 9 times and we're 1.1. We're truly undervalued today. So moving forward, you have myself, Jeremy, and Michael. We're the 3 co-founders at the company. We've known each other since we're 6 years old. We went to camp together as children. We're not hired guns. We're true entrepreneurs. We've had 4 exits together over the last 15 years. And we're really different guys with different skill sets. But we're sitting here today, staying in our lanes, doing what we do best. And what we really stand for is to be the least smart person in the room or on the Zoom call. And we're building an incredible team. You're going to look at some players here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we found the best people from their current traditional industries. We brought them into crypto, an exciting, revolutionary space to really make a name for themselves. So a guy like Joe Tossi, our Chief Compliance Officer, was a former CEO of Questrade, one of the largest trading platforms in North America, and CI Financial, one of the largest financial companies in Canada. Pierre Soulard, one of the top business lawyers in all of Canada, took some of our big telecoms public and worked with them for years. He left his practice to come run as our CLO. We have Elias Hatum, who's a former head of people at IKEA, came to run our CX department, now our general manager at the company just of last week. Really excited to move him up in the ranks. And a lady like Jody Klein. She really stands out. She's the head of growth of Scotiabank, one of our big 5 banks here in Canada, now running our growth and marketing department here at Coinsmart. And then to back these people up, we have an incredible board of super active individuals. We have G. Scott Patterson. If in Canada, he is the name on Bay Street. Bay Street is where all finance happens around here. He has done an incredible job to help us to get where we are today and help us in the capital markets. He's the former director of Lionsgate Entertainment, QU Media, and he started Yorkton Funds, the largest tech fund in Canada from the 1990s onwards. Done incredible things. Then we have Jeffrey Haas. His actual title, which he doesn't like to go by, but is the international CEO of DraftKings, one of the smartest individuals I've ever met. He works actively in the business on a day-to-day with us, helping us to achieve. He's taken DraftKings, and before that, PokerStars and Party Poker, from gray markets to emerging markets to regulated, and then eventually to public. And he's made multi-billion-dollar companies, and he's helping us to achieve that today as well. And then Alexa Abascott, she's the head of GC Council of Canada for Women and the GC for the General Counsel for our Apply Board, which is a $4 billion tech company. She is a force to be reckoned with and really helping us with our governance and helping move forward. So I think that takes you on the story of how we started, where we are today and where we're going. I really want to open up the floor to any questions I can answer for anyone with anything related to crypto, our business, and moving forward. So I'll open up the floor to you guys.
Thank you, Justin. Great presentation. The first question is about the security. Do you have a lot of cryptocurrency on your balance sheet, and how much do you keep in the hot wallets or cold wallets?
Awesome question. As a company, we keep anywhere to 3 to 7%. That's our mandate of crypto on our balance sheet. We don't want our price of our stock, of our value, to be correlated to, again, the pricing of cryptocurrency. We're all about creating revenues within our company. To the question of storage, which is a separate question, because we are a regulated company under so many different laws and countries, we take this very seriously, and it's regulated, it's mandated on our behalf. So we love that because we have oversight from these amazing bodies, whether it's the Ontario Securities Commission, the CSA here in Canada, or FIU in Europe. And we have a mandate where we keep less than 5% in hot wallets, and then 95% is kept in cold storage. And we have very, very intense transactional limits that we have in place and approval processes. So to give an example, we have per transaction amounts and limits that require anything over $15,000 or the equivalent thereof has to have 3 signers sign off on that. We have transaction limits of no more X in a day or Y in a week, so that we always have safeguards in place to ensure that the money leaving our wallets is trackable, it's auditable, and that we have multiple signers, anywhere from 3 to 5, depending how much we're moving and why we're moving that. And the stuff that we keep in hot storage for transfer all the time, that also has those limits in place so that they're automatically there to ensure that.
There's a question in the chat. What are the exact roles and functions of the board members, and how do they help grow your business?
Great question. I touched on it a little bit, but happy to jump into that right now. When we look at Scott Patterson is a capital markets genius. He's been in the space for a long time, sat on the board. He's created multiple billion-dollar companies there. So he's really helped us in the process of going through the regulation side of things, as well as getting the approvals and getting us to market and helping out on the front of getting the name out there, and become a real mentor of mine, learning from him, understanding how it works and going and moving forward. We have a guy like Jeff, who works directly with our PR team and our marketing team to go out there and get share of voice, to ensure that we're thinking about numbers and reporting in a certain way, so that we can be sure that we're making data-driven decisions, which we really stand for. But he takes it to another level, where these multi-billion-dollar companies that he's led can give us that insight and bring that to us on that side of things, especially on partnerships and sponsorships, which he's done. He played a huge role internationally in. He's helping to bring us as well. You may have seen some of our previous press releases. We just did a big sponsorship with the CHL, the Canadian Hockey League, which for us is very important because that hits on every small community across Canada. And that's really what we're going for, to bring in everybody across Canada, not just from the big centers alone. And we're working on a much larger sponsorship here, multiple in Canada, with some national sports teams, as well as some football teams in Europe. So very excited by that. And then Alexa is a huge governance person, ensuring that we are always taking into consideration best decisions for not only the company, but for our shareholders, as well as making sure that we are in line with all the decision-making process, having outside counsel come in everywhere that it needs to be to work with inside counsel, and that our meetings and our times are spent properly to do it the right way.
All right. The next question is, what are the 3 main currencies traded on your platform?
It's ever changing. It depends on what we offer that month. We always have Bitcoin and Ethereum being at the top, but we're seeing really a lot of movement into things like Matic and Solana, which is a huge one. I'm a big proponent thereof, Avalanche and the bunch. So it's ever changing. As market caps continue to change and the market evolves, I think we'll see that over time. The beauty for us is we don't really care what people are buying. We want them to have what they want. So a really big part of our process is just to ensure that we add more to the entire platform, so we give everyone what they're looking for. We're just looking for constant trading volume.
Right. Actually, in that regard, what's your process in adding new currencies to your platform?
Great question. Again, regulated from the regulators. This is we call it KYP process, know your product. We look at a series of about 20 different criteria to ensure that it meets standard for our platform. Things like how it was funded originally, the founders, the developer community, the market cap that it has, how readily available on other exchanges, how often the code is updated, any securities issues it's had in any jurisdiction. And once we look at all those things and it meets the criteria, it then goes to an investment committee who then does the research on it and individually comes back with a yes or no. If it gets a unanimous yes, it gets added to the platform.
All right. Since we are in the governance area, so do you do full KYC or how does it work for all the
Absolutely. There's full stop there. You don't have to answer anymore. We are a fully compliant KYC company without being KYC'd first, coming in, knowing about you. And we do it with some great technology to make it quick and easy for someone. But it goes through about, I think, 15 to 18 different checks on different lists, facial recognition, ID checks and validity checks. Once we feel okay with you, we also do assessment surveys to understand that people in Canada, not in Europe, in Canada, to ensure that they're right for a crypto investment. Again, all part of our regime in being very compliant.
You just said just in Canada. Why is it different to Europe?
Well, in Europe, we do the full KYC process. We don't do the suitability assessments because it's not part of the mandate. We watch and do market surveillance to ensure people aren't getting ahead of themselves or, get over their skis, but it is not a requirement for us to go and ask, what is your risk tolerance? What is, how much net worth do you have? We find that's a little invasive, and we don't need to do that. So we don't do that for our European customers.
All right. And the next question is, what is your ideal customer, and are you targeting gaming communities mainly?
So not in our, that's two questions. Our ideal customer, I'll talk to. I can tell you who our best customer is now and who we're looking for. Again, we're trying to achieve to bring the crypto curious, the people who are learning about it, they interested in NFTs or DeFi or crypto generally. We're looking to bring them into the community, start them on their journey, educate them and level them up, as I mentioned, and give them the products they want in one house. So whether it's NFTs, which we have a good announcement coming out shortly about our NFT platform and our yield products. We're really excited for that. So that's who we're aiming to bring in. We've noticed that our best customer, our most significant customer base is males aged 35 to 65 with over 500,000 in net worth. If we just had to look at the largest group, and then we skew towards women, which is really great, helping bring them into the market at the same time. The second half of that question was, are you targeting gaming communities mainly? No, we're not, but that is a big part of our business moving forward. As an Ontario registered company in Canada, they've just legalized iGaming there, which is a huge thing. So we have all the companies getting registered, whether it's DraftKings or you name it in that space. And we're working with the regulators as well as, through our board, who has obviously great connections here, to become the vendor of record there. So we have a huge opportunity in a regulated legal gaming space to bring in this whole new realm of business. We did some last year, about $2 million worth of our revenue came from it. But moving forward, we're going to see a huge increase. If I think 10 times at minimum this year would be an achievable space for us without putting any numbers out there. And also, we are a company out of Wyoming in the US, where we're regulated by FinCEN down there. Strategically, we did that 3 or 4 years ago because they're crypto friendly, but they're also for the US legalizing iGaming down in Wyoming. We've been working over the last 12 months with the state of Wyoming and the senators there to become the vendor of record, because they have a mandate to keep the processors, banking, all those pieces within the state. And because we're in that state, it's given us a real leg up, and we have a huge opportunity there. So I think that'll be a big part of our growth on our crypto processing side, which is alternative to our retail investors or different than our OTC desk. And
could you point out the differentiators to existing platforms like Binance, for example?
Well, Binance is a non-compliant, non-regulatory environment. They have a great technology. I love what they're doing. They offer some really great services, but they see their markets contracting all over the world because Singapore has kicked them out. Canada has, UK, Germany, I believe, I'm not sure on that one specifically, the US. And that's not a good position to be in. They're trying to fight backwards. They're playing defense right now. We're on the offense because we've gone out there and got the regulation where we need it to now expand into those markets. So it was a great thing that they did, and they built really big businesses. I think this is an advantage for us moving forward, but there's a huge space. We got to remember there's only 1.5% of the world in crypto today. We're like just getting started. So whether Binance is the biggest or FTX, there's a huge market that we're taking over, and we're really early still just doing that today. And quite frankly, I want to see everyone do well. I'm not here to, to push down my competitors. This is a space where high tides raises all ships. And I'm excited to see how we continue to grow and how we do that together. And lastly, to that point, there's going to be a lot of consolidation. And I think that's something that people need to think about right now. We have, we're ourselves in many conversations inwards and outwards of people looking at us buying other people. That's a huge part of what's going to happen right now in this marketplace. So I think that's exciting, and why really getting into our stock today is really a blue sky, green pastures opportunity. We're really, really cheap.
Where would you see the biggest threats for crypto?
Well, it's been a crazy week here in Canada to that. It's regulation, I think, is the biggest. We saw here, I don't know if people are following the news, but we have this freedom convoy going on for COVID. People are done with it, and they're really standing up for their rights. But the government came and blocked crowdsourcing platforms for giving them the money that they were raised. So they moved to cryptocurrency. So just this week, and you'll see tons of articles, type in my name, Justin Hartzman, and emergency order. The government of Canada put in an emergency order saying, hey, here's a list of wallets. You can't transact with those wallets, and we can't give them their money, which is obviously an infringement of rights for people. And I'm not going to say where I stand in any of this, but the fact of the matter, as a regulated company, we have to follow those orders, and we can't. So that's where some of the threat comes from, in my opinion. I think these are blips in the road, and we take regulatory as our first step in anything that we do. So I think we're right there to ensure that we guide ourselves around that appropriately.
There's another question from the chat that you maybe can you show the platform? Maybe you can screen share the platform. Is that possible?
I'm actually not on a computer that I can do that right now. I can't attach it to it for security purposes because I'm in a hotel. I apologize for that. But I really do recommend you guys going out, trying for yourself. Justin at Coinsmart.com, tell me how your experience was and share it with your friends and family. Please go and do that. I'd be happy to hear from you.
Okay. And this is quite a broad question, but do you think, or what do you think is the best protection against inflation? Is it gold or crypto?
Crypto, easy answer for me.
Okay. And what's the percentage of...
Just to follow up on that, why don't we look at all the money flowing out of gold over the last 2 years into crypto? Their market cap's decreasing and crypto's increasing. This is, supply and demand says more people in the market wanting Bitcoin, the price has to go up. $1 worth $1. So it's for me, it's definitely crypto.
Yeah. And what's the percentage of women among the users?
I think we're up at about 15 to 17%.
Yeah. Okay. There's another rather broad question. Why should investors invest in your company?
Well, I think that's, I think I explained it a few times, but I'm happy to do it again. We went public at $1. It's sitting under $1. I actually haven't checked the price today. I haven't had a chance to do that. You're at a discount from where we even started. We're trading at 1.1 times our run rate. The average in the industry is 9 times. Our Canadian competitor on the market is trading at 14.5 times. And we're only getting started. We're the most regulated cryptocurrency platform worldwide. We're the only one with a national license. And we're moving into 4 new jurisdictions with 5 new product sets over the next 12 months. Our revenue, we're only getting started, and I think you're going to see multiples of that in a short period of time. And we have some significant announcements that will change our value drastically over the very short term. So I'd watch out for those things, and it's time to get in.
Right. And you mentioned that you're growing quite quickly. Are there any bottlenecks? Can you sign up unlimited amount of users per day, or are there currently?
Yeah, our platform, we're signing up under 1% of our capacity right now. It's been harder, and we've been doing it since 2018. We could take on at any given moment. We can do over 15,000 transactions per second on the platform. We can register anywhere from 10,000 to 14,000 new people per hour. So we can definitely handle the growth moving forward.
Okay. And do you have like certain API accesses for high volume traders? And
we don't allow for that on our platform today. We're meant for the everybody. That is something that is coming. We do have API access for our crypto processing and our invoicing platform, so people can integrate that into their platforms. In Canada, we can't offer API. Other jurisdictions we can for high frequency traders. We will be making that available over 2022.
Okay. And percentage-wise, can you tell us how much you earn per trade?
Approximately, from every dollar that hits our platform, 2%.
Okay. And you get paid in crypto, right?
We get paid, it depends. If it's a crypto transaction, we get paid in crypto. If it's a fiat to crypto transaction, we get paid in fiat. We automatically sweep our accounts out for that day, so we know our profit. We don't hedge that. We hedge it with our internal investments on that 3 to 7% of our balance sheet.
Okay. And do you turn all the cryptos at the end of the day into dollars, or how do you manage those?
Yeah, it's swept out at the end of the day, and it's done that. Some that we decide that we want, if it's under a certain amount in Bitcoin, we just add that to our Bitcoin holdings. But anything that's a smaller cap coin, we don't do that with. Okay.
Then there's the question about a digital euro coming out in Europe in 2023. Is that an opportunity or threat, or have you heard about it?
I've heard about it. I haven't spent a lot of time focusing on that with everything that's going on. From the onset, I believe it'll be a benefit, standardized currency that's digital to move money around quicker for people to on-ramp and off-ramp. That just gives us our ability to do our job quicker and more trackable. I think it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a question, is the service available to US residents?
It isn't right now. It's not currently on our roadmap for 2022 as our expansion into Latin America and Australia is taking precedent. We will look at that when there's more direct regulation out on the market to help us to follow along and do it the right way. And acquisitions might help us to do that in a quicker time frame. We will look at other products like DeFi, NFT items that we'll bring to market that we will put in the US that are not a KYC issue. But moving forward, as of now, the spot trading and advanced trading, we won't be doing so.
Okay, and there was another question about, is it a threat that more other regulated exchanges like Trade Republic move into your sector, or is that not a problem at all?
Oh, I would never say anything is not a problem. We always have to look out for those and manage for them. As I mentioned, I think the biggest takeaway here is this is a nascent new industry that we're going to continue to see evolutionize along the way as we continue to go. And we're an agile, nimble enough company that we can achieve that as we continue to move forward. And like I said, there's going to be consolidation in the market where some big players will come in and bring, or players like ourselves will go out there and consolidate others to become a really big competitor against them. So I think these are opportunities less than threats right now. We're going to see a lot of change over the next little while.
Okay. And what are the milestones for the next 12 months?
Is new products to market. So as we talked about, adding a yield offering, high interest accounts, lending and staking, an NFT platform and marketplace that's multi-chain and gasless, which doesn't really exist out there today. So really changing the mark there, and some M&A activity that we're working on. So some really big catalysts for growth.
All right. And you mentioned that you had 4 exits in the last 15 years. So can we expect an exit within the next few years from you, or is it now a long-term project?
Well, listen, I love what we're doing. I'm excited by it. That every day is different makes it exciting for me. And I'm someone who likes to build something up and solve problems. You know, for me, I can look at my children in 10 years from now or 20 years from now and look back and say, you know, I really, myself and my co-founders, we changed the landscape of finance in Canada and hopefully in other places as we continue to grow by being the ones who are building in the regulation, dictating how it should work and really guiding that with the regulators. I think that's an interesting piece for me. And I don't know if 6 months from now looks the same as it looks today in this market, and then what 5 years looks from now. So I'm really interested in building this. I'll go back to saying consolidation is happening and going on around us. It might be whether it's a sale, a merger, or us buying others. I think those are opportunities that we'll always look at. And if they make sense to build a bigger and up into the right company, we're all for it.
Okay. And then there are a few questions about the NFT platform. Can you maybe elaborate on that?
Yeah, as I mentioned, there'll be an announcement shortly of what our intentions are and how we're doing this. But we are super excited by I'd say the next 60 days being able to expose and launch a really unique, very interesting NFT platform that is not a single chain, whether it's Ethereum, Solana, or others. It's multi-chain, so you can come in, have a wallet, have all your things in a single place, a marketplace where you can go and do that, some arbitrage opportunities that we built into bots for people to do to find undervalued NFTs and the like. So we're really, really working towards something very cool. I'm excited to bring that to market for sure.
Okay. And another question from the audience is, should we consider you as a bank or as a software as a service business?
Moving forward, I think you're going to see us look a lot like a digital bank that's fully blockchain related and everything around it, offering banking services key to what we're doing. You know, I can't announce just yet, but I'm going to be traveling very shortly, working with the government and the national bank in a certain European country who really wants to get into this and really make a name for themselves. And fortunately, through one of our investors, who's the nephew of the president of that country, we're getting a step in the door to do that with them. So you'll see us change. There's going to be SaaS models as part of our platform, whether it's insurance for individuals, and part of our utility token offering, or advanced handheld concierge services, all the like. So we're really looking to become a very robust environment, and it all predicates around us having a centralized exchange to offer all these pieces. So these things will not only offer more for our users, and that which are growing at an alarming pace, not alarming, at a accelerated pace, which is great, to have more offerings, but also more offerings to draw people in and then teach them about the other stuff in the community and offer that to them. So people trust us to send us their money today. If we can reduce the friction cost of banking at the same time, I think you'll see a lot of that out of us.
Mm-hmm. And are you involved in incubating DeFi projects or others?
Not necessarily DeFi products. We can't do everything. We have to stay focused. We are in the way of working with, and you'll hear about this coming down the road, but other large institutions and helping them in their, whether it's their metaverse play or their NFT play, to bring into us as a little bit of an incubator and a consultancy of bringing some of our really smart people into helping them to achieve that as an institutional side of our business.
Okay. And what's your approach on ESG, and what's your opinion on crypto and the energy problem?
I have some pretty specific thoughts on this, but they're ever changing. I think you'll see a Medium post from me shortly. I don't want to get into that just now, but at the base of it is, we're a company with a purpose. We care about the environment. I think if you looked at things really at depth, not at the surface level, is crypto really bad for the environment versus what else exists out there? Just look at Tesla and building a battery and disposing of it. I'll leave it at that for today.
Okay. And regarding your revenue ratio, what is it like in regards to B2B versus regular customers, B2C?
So I think we're about a 60-40 split right now. We're really, we're thankfully bringing some really good institutions on her. We just had a large Canadian take a huge position in the market across a couple of coins, and we keep seeing that happening. Our OTC desk is very prevalent. Our P2P solution is really big moving forward. So we're focused on growing our users and our retail product, but OTC and B2B is a big piece of us moving forward. And I think that I don't know what it'll look like in the future, but when we start really heavily into the crypto processing, as we talked about earlier in the presentation or the questions, we'll see that shift over time. And we like that our product mix and our client mix will be very diverse and not only related on, people looking to speculate and buy and sell crypto. How can we ensure that we're constantly making revenue from our users over a long period of time by servicing them over multiple different ways of products and services for them?
Okay. And is a bank card coming as well?
Is a bank card coming as well? I think as we're working in bank services, that is a very highly likely situation. Yes.
Okay. And there's another question about your opinion. Will crypto ever replace fiat currency?
No.
No.
I really believe in crypto, as you can imagine. I think you see my passion about it right here, right now. But I think there's always a rationale for fiat currency. There's a lot of unbanked people in this world. There's people who are just not going to be interested in it over a period of time. I think that it will still exist. I understand the reason why it shouldn't, but I don't see it in my lifetime being that way.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we have 2 minutes left and no more questions.
These are great questions, everyone. Thank you so much.
But I think you answered quite a lot of questions. So excellent presentation. Thank you very much for all the comprehensive answers.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it very much. And you have my information on the screen. Happy to have you guys reach out to me with any further questions, and we'll go from there. Thank you, everyone.